everyone, welcome to today's Lunch and Learn. And today I am talking about repurposing. Now, what does that even mean? Okay, so repurposing just means a way to amplify the content that you're putting out there. So finding creative ways to communicate your message in different formats, in different locations, on different platforms, so that you can reach and connect with the maximum number of people possible for that one piece of content. So what we're doing is we are trying to cater to every one of our potential ideal clients in the most efficient way. So for every piece of content we want to squeeze as much juice out of that piece of content so that it does the work for you. It does the maximum amount of work for you with the least amount of effort on your side, right? Because I know when it comes to creating content that you can go down a rabbit hole. You can feel like you're just creating content all over the place, whether it's writing blogs or articles or whether it's doing video or posting on social media. It can feel like you're reinventing the wheel every single time, and that's what we want to try and stay away from, because that is completely overwhelming and it feels like you're getting nowhere and you're just burning yourself out creating content. So this way, when we're repurposing, it's to avoid that, to avoid the burnout and get the maximum amount from that one piece of content, so that it's working really hard for you. The content's working hard, but you're not. Okay, that's the idea. So your ideal clients will have different ways they like to consume your content. So some of them will like to read, some of them like to watch videos, some of them like to listen. You've pretty much got three types of learners: the visuals, the auditories, and the readers, right? So I don't think that's the official term, but anyway. I did a little survey because I've been doing weekly content like this for quite some time when I send out my weekly email, I send out a blog because I know people like to read. I send out a link to a YouTube video, and then I also send my podcast link. So I'm hopefully attracting all three types of learners with that one email. And when I did a survey or when I look at the actual stats of who's opening and who's clicking on various bits in the email, I absolutely every time pretty much can see that you have a third of them like to read the blog, a third of them watch the video, and a third will like to listen. So you've really got, in my experience, this three-way split. So if you're only doing blogs, then you're going to miss out on people that like to watch and listen. If you're only doing videos, you're going to miss out on people that like to read and listen. And if you're only doing audio, you're going to miss those as well. So if you're going to miss out any of these six, you're literally just missing potentially a third or two-thirds of your audience if you're not catering for this. That is what repurposing is all about. It's about the different formats, the different learning styles, providing content for people that is in their best preferred way of consuming it. Because if it's not their preferred way, you're likely to be losing them. They're going to move on to the next thing that they can read or listen to or watch. Okay, so I thought I'd run through today how I repurpose my weekly content, and I'm not expecting you to do it exactly the same as this. You might already be doing bits of it. You might be doing all of it. If not, I just hope it might give you some ideas as to how you can repurpose your content. So the first thing I do is I do a live video on Facebook. That is the source for me, is the live video. From that live video, there's a cascade of things that happen that then repurpose that particular video content, and I'm going to talk about how that works. So I do a live on Facebook, and it's usually every Tuesday. Sometimes it's Wednesday, depending on how that week's going, but roughly about the same time each week. And that live goes out live, obviously. Now, I've written some notes on that, so I kind of know what I'm trying to include in that video, but it's not by any means a finished blog or scripted in any way. I just kind of write a little intro, some bullet points, and what I want to finish up with, or a call to action at the end. So that's my video. I keep it under 10 minutes because if it's more than 10 minutes, it doesn't fit on LinkedIn or Instagram. So if you keep it under 10 minutes, you can use it for lots of different platforms. So keep it under 10. And also, kind of, most people don't want to watch a video more than 10 minutes because it's kind of long, and it's a bit too much of a commitment. Also, a video of 10 minutes, you can easily write a blog from that without having to write reams and reams. So live on Facebook, I then download that video onto my desktop. I then upload the video to other platforms. And then I also can strip the audio from that video as well. So there's video that you can then use on different platforms, and then the audio you can also create. I mean, you literally can strip that in QuickTime or in iMovie. You can take out and just export the video, the audio on its own. And now you have an audio file, which then I use for my podcast. So that one video is now spread out, and it's I've stripped the audio. The next thing I do is go to rev.com and order my captions, because Facebook did a survey not long ago, and it said that 85% of people look at what's in there, scrolling through their feeds with the phone turned off. That means they're not listening to what you're saying on the video. If you haven't got captions, they're not going to switch the sound on. I mean, if they've got headphones on, great, but if they haven't, they're not going to switch the sound on, and it's going to get missed. So captions are really, really important to make sure you're not missing those 85% of people, right? It's a big chunk. So get your captions from rev.com. It's $1 per minute, so it roughly works out about $11 or $12 for a 10-minute video. Sorry, it's $1.25. $12 for a video, a 10-minute video. Yes, it's a cost, and if you're doing it every week, obviously that's about $50 a month. But this is a marketing cost. You would spend way more than that on advertising, for instance. And if your captions are allowing you to reach more people, it's a marketing cost, and it's just one of those things. We have to pay for marketing. Marketing isn't free. So for $50, it may be that one person ends up being a client, and that's paid for the captions, right? So for me, it's a no-brainer. Then once you've got your caption file, and you want to get the Facebook Ready caption file from rev.com, because there's lots of different formats, but get the Facebook Ready one, and then Facebook will accept it. And then you want to go back and add your captions into your Facebook video, which you can just do by edit video and then delete what they've already created for you. So delete the one that's automated, and then upload your own SRT file. Now, the reason I go to Rev is and I pay for my captions, because there's lots of kind of websites out there that say, oh, get free automated captions. There's two kinds of captions that you get from websites. First are automated. So when I'm speaking like this, it'll automate the captions from basically there'll be a software algorithm or something like that that creates automated captions. Most of the time they are absolute rubbish. It's gobbledygook. So you end up going in and literally writing it out yourself, which just frankly I haven't got time for. So I will pay for Rev to do it, and Rev do it manually. So they listen to your video and they manually type it out, which makes it 95% accurate. There's a couple of times I may have to change the spelling of my name. They always get Nikki wrong, which is fine. But I'm not going through the whole thing. I trust it enough to just put it up and leave it. So that's what I want. That's what you're paying for. You pay for that accuracy. Now, if you've got time and you want to go through all the captions and you want to just do it manually, then fill your boots and you won't have to pay. But I don't know about you, but I certainly haven't got time to be doing that every week. So captions, brilliant. So once you've got your Facebook video captioned, you can also use your captions to when you're uploading to LinkedIn. So upload your video to LinkedIn, click edit and add your captions in, done, right? You don't need to worry about anything else. With Instagram or YouTube, you can add captions in as well. Rev have a connection with YouTube, I think, as well, so it may even be automatic, but I always add them anyway. So now your YouTube video has got captions as well. Brilliant. And lastly, for Instagram, IGTV, it's not quite that simple, because you can't, IGTV, you can't upload a caption file. Obviously, it's a video platform, so you can upload your video, but you can't do the captions. So what I use is a website called capwing.com, and it allows you to upload the video and then upload the captions, and it puts it into an IGTV format for you. And then you just download that, pop it in your photos, upload it when you're ready. That sounds a bit faffy, and it is a little bit faffy, but once you get into your routine, it takes 2-3 minutes to do that. So it's really, really quick. And now you've got an IGTV video on Instagram, fully captioned and doing that work for you, particularly if your ideal client's hanging out on Instagram, which anybody under 45, you need to be on there, right? So we've now got captioned videos on Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, and on YouTube. The next thing to do is, if you want to, and this is an optional one, you can share your Facebook business, because when you're doing a live, you should always do it on your business page, because that's the one that Facebook recognizes as your business. So it's going to, the algorithm is there to share to as many people. But a lot of people, and have found this really effective, is that if they copy or share that video to their personal profile, then that can really amplify the reach. Now, you might not want to share it to your personal profile, but you know, you are your business, so hopefully your friends and family will actually share that and engage with you as well on that, and start to refer people to you. If nothing else, if you don't want to share it, at least your personal profile on Facebook should always have your kind of your niche and what you do for a living, because that's what people see when they click on your profile in the comments of things where you're engaging. So if you're using Facebook to engage and to kind of show your credibility and your expertise and find clients, then when you make comments and engage in a post, it'll be from your personal profile. You can't do it from your business page. So when people click on you and go to your personal profile, you need to have your niche and what you do for a living on your personal profile, so that people can then see what you do and get in touch with you. Right? So that's a key part of your marketing. Now, so sharing your live video on your personal pages is another option, just to kind of extend that reach. You can also, from Rev, download the transcript of your video. So captions are the ones that obviously come up on the screen. Transcript is a text file, and you can download that as well for your money, so you get that included. Just click on the transcript checkbox, and then you've now got a text file with everything you've said in that video. Now that can be really helpful when you're creating a blog. So I use that transcript to then plonk into my new post, my blog post, and then obviously I'm going to amend and tweak it. But for me, it's much easier to have something to change in the post than it is starting from a blank page, because, you know, if that was me every week starting a blank page, I think I would do anything but do that blog post, to be fair. So now I've got the transcript of my video, I will plonk that in there, and obviously I will make it nice, I will tidy it up, I will change some of the sentences, I will make nice headings and paragraphs, but it's so much quicker to do that than it is to start with a brand new white page. So transcript, so I've created a blog. Now I've put that video from YouTube into the blog as well. So I've embedded the video into the blog. So now you've got a blog with a video in it. I also link the podcast episode to it as well for people who want to listen. So I'm covering all those bases inside the blog as well. Now, why do you need a blog as well as everything else? You just do. You need a blog to tell Google that you're a living, active website, and to attract people into your website. That's how you get people into your website. So that's the salesperson of your website, really. It's the search engine optimization. So in your blog, where you're using keywords to create your, every time you create your blog, it's got to contain words that people are looking for, right? Searching for. And that's how they find you. That's Google ranking you. And if you don't have an active blog, then there's nobody's going to be finding your website. So that's why a blog is important. So now you've got your blog, you've got your videos all over the place, and now you want to publish your blog. And then once you've done that, you can then email your community, so your list. So you've got most of you should have a database. If you haven't got a database, then go back and check the previous video that I've done on building your list. That's incredibly important. So these are your community that you're nurturing, that you're keeping in touch with every week, newsletters or whatever you want to call them, but you need to be emailing them at least once a week. And now you've got a blog each week or a video, you can be emailing them that new content, and that builds the value, builds the know, like and trust factor with your database, with your potential clients. And you can do this now consistently, send them a new piece of content every week, because they won't have all seen it on social media. And that's repurposing, again, that one piece of content that you did at the beginning. Now you've got your email sent out, you've done your blog, you've got your videos everywhere. You can now, the next stage of repurposing, if you've got time, obviously this is all optional and you don't have to be doing all of this. This is just to give you some ideas of how it could work if you set it up right. So next thing, You could take little snippets of that blog or video, and you can create little quotes for social media, or you can create kind of questions around topics within the main blog topic. So you can pick out something that you've said and just talk a little bit about it. You can do as many of these as you want to, as you've got time to do. Obviously, it's quite time consuming, and this is, this is all optional, but it's just kind of another way to sort of eke out that particular topic content, and just using little snippets of it. Now, I don't do this enough at all, so it's something that I'm still working on. And if feeling like you haven't got time to do this every day, you can use something, the scheduling tools like Buffer or Hootsuite are scheduling tools. So you can actually, at the beginning of the week, you can pick out some quotes, and then you can schedule them into your various social media platforms if you want to do that. You can also get some VAs to help you with this if you're struggling with time or if it's a bit too much. You can, there's plenty of VAs out there that are looking for work that can just do an hour or two a week for you. That would really make this, I mean, I use a VA to help me with this, because it's, apart from doing the original video, I don't want to be spending my whole day doing a lot of this. So I will get a VA to upload it to the various platforms for me. And, for 20 quid an hour, whatever it is, it's, an hour a week, it's really worth doing if this isn't your thing and you end up down rabbit holes and all the rest of it. So just an idea there. Now, you can also use stories, Facebook stories and Instagram stories to, to get engagement, to stimulate engagement on your post. And you can, take that original post or idea or blog or quote or whatever, stick it in a story, and then, use polls or questions for people to encourage their engagement. Now, if you actually look at the poll answers, you can direct message people. You can, you can do anything once you've got them in a story, because you get the data of who's been watching your story. So if they've bothered to kind of answer a poll or answer a question on your story, you can then follow up if you want to and say, hey, would you be interested in my free ebook? Or I noticed you put this, you needed help with this, I've got a free gift, or sign up for this. And then you start to get them into your list. And that's all really good engagement and following up with people that are interested in your content. And then the last thing I will say on repurposing is that you can then repurpose your blog from the last week into a LinkedIn article. So LinkedIn articles are there to kind of build your credibility. If you've got a blog, you can share your blog on LinkedIn, but by making it into an article, it stays within LinkedIn. So LinkedIn are likely to share it more, give it more reach to people within LinkedIn, because you're not taking them off the site back to your website. You are creating an article within LinkedIn. So all you do is copy and paste your blog from last week, put it into a new article, and off you go. So that's just another piece of repurposing content you've already made and already done. Don't forget, when you're creating any kind of content, whatever you're doing, is to put a call to action on there, whether that's to subscribe, to book a free call, to download a free gift, to share and comment. Whatever you want them to do, make sure you ask them to do that. So don't just leave the video with nothing at the end of it. Now, the other thing is not to worry if nobody's watching your live videos. That's absolutely fine. People are just, too busy. I've got a couple of you watching this one. It doesn't really matter at all, because that's not important. What's more important and more useful is being able to get as much amplification of your little piece of content that you possibly can to reach more people, but mostly to stop you having to create lots of new stuff, which is very draining and energy draining, and it's probably not your best use of your time. So once you have a regular, consistent strategy in place for this, honestly, it's going to be so much easier to get in front of more people. And that means building your authority, building your niche and your credibility, and attracting more of your ideal clients, because that's what this is all about. I hope you found that useful. Do subscribe to the YouTube channel if you can, and I will see you again next week. Take care.